In the last video you saw me unbox my new camera, which is the OM Systems E-M1 Mark II, and I was very impressed with the results from this small camera. However, that was in the studio, that was in a controlled environment with a pet jumping spider. But what about in the real world? I've come here to a local pool where I'm going to put this camera through its paces and see what it's like on live insects out in the wild. So it's been a couple of weeks since I had this camera. With the magic of YouTube, for you it's only been a few days. Since the last video I have received the Signatech diffuser, and I have to say I am very impressed with this diffuser. I'm going to be doing a full review video on this diffuser in the coming weeks, so subscribe if you're looking forward to that. I've also had time to configure the camera and play with the settings. The last video it was an out of the box experience, just to see what the camera can do out the box, but since I have customized it. First of all, I have customized my C buttons, the customizationable buttons that are on top of this dial here. We have 3 of them. We have C1, 2 and 3. I've set up the camera for single shot and for focus bracketing. My C1 is set to the focus differential of 1, C2 is set to 2 and C3 is set to 3. I then have a button up here next to my shutter button which turns on the focus bracketing, it turns it on and off. And I also have configured a button at the back here to turn the autofocus on and off. I also have a Raynox DCR 250 that I can attach to this setup to increase the magnification. So those are the settings for my camera. For the flash, I'm using the Godox V350O, and again we have the Signatech diffuser on here. So let's take this around this pool now and let's just see what type of image we can get in the real world. So we found some ants here on this foliage and I want to get a shot of an ant. We have the option of using a DCR 250. What this will do is once I clip it onto my setup, it will increase the magnification from around a 2 times magnification to around a 3 times magnification, enabling me to get shots of these ants. Apart from the obvious, which is the beautiful images you're getting from this camera and the diffuser, one very nice thing about this new system is the fact I can handhold it with one hand. My old system was very big, it was very heavy, and I had to brace the lens with my other hand. Whereas now I have the option of being able to hold this branch here that has a fly on it and be able to take a picture, whereas before I'd have to use a platypod to get that shot. But now I can do it without all of that extra gear, just handhold, move it in, take a shot. So being able to hold it with one hand is very helpful. So far on this macro walk we've been using single shot, and I've been using roughly the same settings I would use on my EOS R. TTL on the flash, 1/200th of a second on the shutter speed, f10 on my f-stop and an ISO 200. ISO 200 on this Olympus camera is the base ISO which will give you the best performance. But if we want to attempt a focus stack of any kind, we do have to change our settings. Our maximum shutter speed is only 1/50th of a second. That's letting a lot of ambient light in. We also have to turn off the TTL on our flash and go to a manual setting. So far, these are the settings I've been using for focus stacking. 1/50th of a second on my shutter speed, f5.6, that is a good f-stop for this lens, it's very sharp. I use a power of 132 on the flash and an ISO of around 200. And I change the power or the ISO depending on the situation that we are facing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take now a single shot just to get the exposure correct. And you can see there it's slightly underexposed. So I'm going to bump up my ISO to 320. I don't want to increase my flash anymore because I want the flash recycle time to be very quick so it keeps up with our focus bracketing. So I'm going to turn on focus bracketing now. I'm going to focus just in front of the fly. I'm going to press the shutter button and allow the camera to do a focus stack. Now the downside of focus bracketing is I won't know if that picture is any good until I get back to the office and stack it in post-production to see if we've got a decent image. So that's it from this macro walk and a proper real-world field test of the OM Systems E-M1 Mark II and the Cygnus Tech diffuser. I am very, very impressed with this system. I love the depth of field. I love the focus bracketing feature. I am missing the 30 megapixels of my EOS R, but because we can attach a Rhinox very quickly and easily to this system to get 3 times magnification, I'm finding I'm doing a lot less post cropping and doing it in camera, which is a very good thing. If you can get it right in camera first time, then you're going to get more successful images. The other thing I'm noticing as well is because I'm using a focus bracketing system and I'm not moving the camera to get my stacks, I'm getting a lot more hits and scaring the insects a lot less, so therefore I'm getting more successful stacks with this system. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Ben Small World over on Instagram. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to check out his work. He's an OM Systems ambassador and I've been grilling him for the last several weeks about this system as to which one should I buy, is it good, is it not good. He also sent over some files for me to check out to make sure I was making the right choice. So Ben, thank you. But I am absolutely loving this system for macro photography. But the biggest question I've been getting since doing the unboxing video is, am I going to switch from Canon to OM Systems for my macro photography? And that is a question that only time will tell. In the last video, you saw me unbox my new camera, which is the OM... Fucking hell. Fucking cuckoo. I have the Godox V5, it's not a 550, foliage here. Now, the Olympus lens is a 1:1 lens, and we're on a not crop center, micro four thirds Stu. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a Rhinox DCR 250 to extend the magnification, if I could get it on. So I found some ants here on this foliage. I'm getting distracted by the bugs. There's a bug just landed in front of me. The one thing I am noticing is it's like, you know, I have to go to the gym so I can, you know, talk a sentence without getting out of breath. Let's try again. So far on this macro walk, we've been using a single shot. My shutter, I am intelligent, I know what I'm talking about, it's just when the camera's rolling. As soon as I click on focus bracketing, our shutters, I swear that squirrel's throwing shit at us. Oh, my legs. I'm finding that I'm doing less post crop. I know I have it in my head what I'm going to say, but as soon as I start saying it, it's like someone gets your head and just shakes it up like that, and all the words go all over the place. It's like I'm dyslexic or something. I know we've got some dickhead in a fucking plane. Can't these people get a better hobby? We have to deal with cuckooing, planes coming over, squirrels throwing nuts at us. I'm beginning to not like this place. I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Ben Small World, over on Instagram. I got to swallow the fly. What settings to use, and of course the designers.
Babe, can you take the rubbish out, please?
Yeah. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe and click the like button. It really does help out the channel. I want to thank my Patreon supporters for their continued support in supporting me and this channel. If you're interested in joining Patreon, then check in the description below this video for a link to Patreon. If you want to continue watching my macro journey, then click one of the videos in front of you now.